Hello, this is Joe from Bombard Games, and I'm here today to teach you how to play the Spectrum version of Uno. So, let's get started here. First thing you're going to want to do if you're coming here to TTS, only on TTS do you need to do this, is get rid of the board. So, hit L to unlock it, hit D, backspace to delete it. Do the same thing with the second board. We're going to want to do the same thing with these things. So, L, L, L. We can lasso and delete them now. And he can be deleted, and he needs to be deleted. And with this SpectrUmo, we're going to use the full deck with the wild cards. So let's bring them out. You can see I've already separated them into two 84 card decks, just randomly 84 cards in each. And if you wanted to keep score, you could keep two pawns of each color on the table and keep score down here, or you can keep score on paper, however you want to do it. But let's get rid of them just for cleanliness. And there's two ways to play the game, but let's normally you'd give each player 12 cards, but because we're going to do a demo here, let's do it with like 7 or so. We'll deal 3 hands of 7, see what happens, and we'll play for a few minutes and give you an idea how to play. And we probably won't be able to finish unless we get a real good run, but we'll see what happens. So as we deal out the 7 cards to each player, what I can tell you is the two different ways to play have to do with what you can lay on the current table card or live card or whatever you want to call the card that was just played. Um, and to start with, now that we've dealt out cards, I like to use this deck as the starter deck, the discard deck, and the one that has 84 cards still will be the draw deck. So, as we can see, the first card in play is going to be the 7 green blue. So here's the two different ways to play. You can lay any 7 right on this, just like Uno. You can lay any green. You can lay any blue, but you cannot lay the exact same color. So you cannot lay any green blue card. That's the one variation of the rules. The other variation simply says ignore that last statement I just made. You can play any 7, you can play any green, you can play any blue, and you can play any green blue. So that's the split on the rule. The one game plays a lot faster, and the other game plays a lot more strategically, just because it limits the amount of cards. Now, either way, when you want to go out, you can only play your last card. So you cannot use any wild cards to get down to your last card and then play your last card all in the same turn. To go out, you must have only one card remaining and be able to play it. And if you're playing where typically you're not allowed to play the same exact color on a card, that rule is lifted for the last card. So, when you're down to your one card, it's basically calling Uno. If you can play that single card by itself, you can go out and you can use the exact same color no matter which rules you play. So let's play with the easier rules, and I'm going to start down here. So in this case, the player going first can play any 7, any green, any blue, or any green blue. So let's zoom in here. What does he have? He has a blue right here, so let's go with that. We'll move over to this next player who can now play any 2, any blue, any green blue, or any blue purple. And he has a lot of options. So let's say he'll go here. So again, this is where we're playing. You can play the exact same color on top. If you're playing the variant, he would not be allowed to play the blue. He could play the blue purple, right? Because it's now a shade of blue, but it's not the exact same color. That right there is the difference in the rules. So if you understand that concept that you just saw, you can decide which way you want to play. Again, we're playing the speedy way, so it doesn't matter which one he picked, so we'll play that. This person can play this blue, and he can play this, and now he can still play this. And I think we might have run into our first wall here because there's no 9, no shades of blue. He's got only greens left. So let's take a look at his wild cards. So here's the deck swap. Let's take a look at the other two while we have it, because I think he might want to use this one. Swap colors. If the color is orange or blue, you can switch it. So he could switch a blue to an orange to a blue. So he could use that one right now because this is a blue card. So I think he'd probably want to do that because whenever you play a wild card, you also get to play again. So he'll say he played it on a blue, he's going to switch it to an orange. He doesn't have an orange, but that doesn't really matter because he can now play the deck swap and say, I would like to swap decks. So that turns this into the draw deck and this into the play deck. So now the live card is a 6 orange yellow, and he gets to play again because he played a wild card, but unfortunately he might have run himself into a wall here because this one is only good on yellow, green, and purple, red. So now, because he has to play, he actually ended up having to force himself to draw, and he needs to find either an orange, a yellow, a number 6, which he doesn't also have, or an orange yellow card. Oh, hold on, what does he got here? So he can swap any amount of cards with one player. That's probably going to get him out of the mess here because you can play any color. Whenever you see this symbol, means the next card can be any color. So what would he want? These are not exceptionally special, and he wouldn't know what he's getting back. So let's just say he got that back. But again, because he played a wild card, he can now play another card, and he'll probably switch it over to the green. When you get trapped at the end, the number of points you're going to get stuck with is the amount of points on the card, right? So a 4 is worth 4. But any wild card's worth 20. So this hand right here is 100 points worth of problems if you can't get rid of them, and you can't really use a wild. You're not allowed to use a wild card to go out, so he's gonna have to draw at some point just to get a card to go out with. Um, it is this turn here, so what's the best option? Can he change green with any of this? No, so it's going to be this one, which is going to be pretty powerful. It's a draw card, and you notice the amount a player draws is the amount of the last played number card, which in this case is an 11, divided by 2. So that's 5.5, so the next player will have to draw 5 cards. So that's this poor guy over here. Whoa, that's my secret 360 flip maneuver. 3, 4, 5. And because he played a wild card, he can play any card he wants onto it, which is going to get him into a little trouble here, but he can play these two, I think, back to back, right? Swap colors. He'll say it's either yellow, green, or purple, red, and then he can play the next one, which is the other one, and just switch it back to the next one. So whatever he said first, if he said yellow, green first, he's now switching it to purple, red. So he'd have to play a purple, red. He does not have that. He can only do that, and now he's forced to draw to get to that. So he needs a purple, red, or a red card. And he ended up with this. So here's a pass left hand. This might not be the best hand because, well, he's getting 5 cards instead of 4, and he gets to roll, so it's not going to hurt him any. It's going to hurt this poor gentleman over here. So this would come like this. All these cards would end up being his. These would go this way, and because again he played a wild card, this player would get to play again. And just for this sake, we'll say he plays that, and we can go like this, and this, and this, and this. Well, he doesn't want to do that because he'll get stuck. Can he play the other ones? No, so he does have to play it. Blue, purple. So he's forced to play it right now. I'm just trying to see if anybody can go out. That gets that one down. Blue, purple to orange, yellow. So he would change this to orange, yellow. He does not have an orange, yellow, so now he'd be forced to draw. So he's looking for orange, yellow. Oop, so we got to draw reverse. And the last colored card to be played was a 1, so this person would have to draw 1 because we're reversing the direction. Because it's a wild, he gets to play another card, which would be smart to get down to this one, and say he's going to change this card from yellow to purple or purple to yellow. I don't know. Let's say he changes it to yellow. Again, now he's got to draw a card. He's looking for yellows or... Oop, that one won't work. Nope. Uh-oh, this backfired. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, it's yellow, sorry. For some say yellow. Wow, this has gone disastrously wrong. All right, so now we got the deck swap. He can do this move and get back to this deck. And he can play anything he wants. So let's say he played that. This guy has all sorts of stuff over here. They're all orange. All right, so I think you get the idea now. The idea is going to go out. You can only go out when you have 1 card left. You can't play 3 wild cards and then throw your last card. You have to go around with 1 card in order to go out. Like I said, all the points left in your hand are the amount on the card. Wild cards are worth 20 each. And this is a game where you're obviously not trying to score points. So you normally play to some amount, and once the first player goes over that, they're either out or the game's over for everyone. And that's how you play SpectrUmo. So have fun with it. It's a really good party game, any amount of players, obviously. And play either rules, whether you can either play exactly the same color or you can only play shades. That's the big 2 choices in the game. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this being played. try it out on TTS for free, play it at home, and until the next video, happy gaming.